I noticed the Ecuadorian government, you want them or they are participating somehow, the Ecuadorian government. So it's a two-part question. Are they providing money for any of this if they are participating? And this region has not been developed by oil, for oil or logging. It's pristine, correct? So I'm wondering, in the rest of the Amazon or in the rest of the world where oil, which is a huge problem and is causing most of the problems on the planet, how will you show in this pristine environment, which has not yet been ruined by oil, like so many communities and areas in the Amazon have? And how will the Ecuadorian government participate without finding a way to bring an oil company in?
¿Entendiste la pregunta?
No puedes decirme.
Dice que cómo está participando el gobierno de Ecuador, que si está apoyando económicamente, con dinero, y que cómo está evitando o contrarrestando el movimiento de la exploración para el petróleo, etcétera, que cómo participa el gobierno de Ecuador en estos proyectos, que si está contribuyendo de alguna manera o cuál es la función del gobierno en estas cosas.
Ya es interesante esta pregunta, porque ¿qué pasa con el gobierno? Yo les decía que este es el territorio indígena, todo lo verde es territorio indígena, todo lo que está por allá son otros no indígenas, ¿ya? Pero desde el gobierno central no existe ningún proyecto, ninguna iniciativa fuerte que esté apoyando las iniciativas de los pueblos indígenas, ¿ya? Porque existe un condicionamiento. En nuestro territorio existen muchos minerales, petróleo y todo. Lo que el gobierno central dice, si ustedes quieren apoyo económico, tienen que permitir sacar el petróleo, el oro, el cobre que hay en su territorio. Y esa es la razón por qué la comunidad no ha aceptado esa actividad en nuestro territorio.
The government's response to indigenous proposals is that because of the nature of the national government and the rights that it claims to have rights to what's under the ground. So the message from the national government to indigenous communities such as the Shuar is that we will support you, however, you must be willing to provide access to such things as the oil, the gold, the copper, the uranium, whatever is underground, which is not necessarily going to be used in the country, but and the country may not have the capacity to actually explore and exploit these things. You probably heard of the Chevron case where in Ecuador everything was polluted. And so the Shuar have been literally fighting. There were a lot of demonstrations, a lot of protesting to hold this. Already concessions have been made to outside entities to come in and explore for oil, mine, etc., etc. But because of the resistance of the communities, these exploiting projects have not been implemented yet. But there are people that are ready to pounce on the area and cut trees, mine minerals, drill for oil, etc. So right now it's sort of as a standstill, and machines are ready to accelerate and roar and tear things up.
Por ejemplo, aquí, esta es Amazonía, toda esta es Amazonía, pero acá ustedes ven color amarillo. Aquí está donde es la zona petrolera de Ecuador. Ahí está Chevron, Shell, Texaco, Repsol. Acá, este es territorio.
The yellow area shows where deforestation has occurred, and it is where the active oil drilling is going on. Chevron, Shell, he mentioned several companies that are active in the area. And so he said this area On the brown region is the mountainous region of the Andes, and then the other part is the coastal region. So the mountainous region has many valleys in there, and that's where a lot of cities are, and the coastal region are also cities and various environments and communities. But as you can see, the green color has mostly disappeared except for those little pieces along the mountains there on the slopes of the Andes. Ecuador is one of the popular places where people want to retire, etc., and economic development. And so the oil and all those things will go to the coffers of the national government for its own economic programs. They will not contribute to the Shuar project. They said, if they want to get some money, you have to give us the gold, the copper, the uranium, the oil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for coming here. And I'm from the Santa Ynez Chumash Reservation, which is a local indigenous people. And I wish some indigenous local Chumash people here to bless you, to welcome you. But seems like no. But anyway, so you guys have a really great project to protect and sustainable usage for your forest and land. And you said you invite lots of people. I mean, the many people from the world. And is that any chance, realistic chance, to invite local Chumash youth here, and also? And you guys have a resource to help out this local Chumash environmental issue here? And that's my question.
Dice que es de la comunidad Chumash y que te da la bienvenida y las bendiciones, y que desgraciadamente hubiera querido que hubiera más participación en eso, y que si es posible establecer esa relación con Chumash y intercambio con Chumash.
Claro, por supuesto. Yo estoy muy agradecido porque tú estás aquí, y quizás es uno de los Chumash que yo estoy conociendo primera vez. Y por supuesto sería un evento genial hacer un intercambio de cultura, de experiencia. Quizás Chumash pueden ir allá, estar con nosotros, ver lo que es la realidad, y los Shuar pueden venir a aprender de la cultura Chumash, de todo. Entonces, bueno, tenemos que mantenernos en contacto, ver los procesos para crear este intercambio y esa relación comunitaria. Sí.
We, just a little side note here. You know Art Cisneros, right? You know Art Cisneros? You know Art Cisneros?
Yes.
Yeah. He helped. Actually, he really was instrumental in making possible for Tuntiak to be here today. And I have taken Tuntiak to some of the other groups that I know, Chumash people, and so some of them I was hoping they would arrive. I guess they didn't make it, but that's one of my interests, is to really bring about Pan-American, they call it, right, union of indigenous peoples while we conduct this process, because this is really not a Shuar vision only. I was involved with the Hopi, the Navajo, and the Chumash, the Point Conception. We've been trying to build such a cultural center here in Santa Barbara. A similar proposal, but it hasn't happened yet. So that would be great. I'm so happy that you're here, because maybe through your presence here and the presence of all the people here, I've been inviting the university, the college, the schools for such a center to be established in Santa Barbara that would facilitate these visits and exchanges and these conversations. But it hasn't happened yet. So we're still trying.
Okay.
Por allá había. Ya.
Atrás o yo. Bueno, buenas tardes, número uno, y muchísimas gracias por tan tremenda presentación. Te tengo una pregunta un poquito más estructural acerca de la organización. No sé si han tenido, porque sé que acá cuando se trata de una organización sin lucro como la que ustedes son, una organización sin lucro, me imagino. Entonces, acá la manera como he visto que ha tenido más éxito de pues recaudar fondos o cosas así ha sido por medio de incentivos de deducción de impuestos. Ahora, cuando estás tratando con algo internacional, me pregunto si han tenido éxito de poder recibir donaciones y ayuda económica por medio de los Estados Unidos a una organización que no es parte de los Estados Unidos, que sea internacional.
Sí hemos tenido una ayuda de una organización que no es de Estados Unidos.
Que cómo se pueden pasar los fondos, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo se pueden
Pues
mover
cuando tus
fondos?
donantes ya no tienen el incentivo de deducible de impuestos, ¿me entiendes?
O como tax deductible
Ajá,
donation.
porque acá los americanos, o sea, los estadounidenses pueden tener eso, ¿me
Sí.
entiendes? Deducible, entonces no sé cómo existe eso si los donadores no pueden poner eso como deducible.
Es que acá en los Estados Unidos se acostumbra, cuando la gente hace donaciones, le llaman tax deductible donation, o sea que cuando haces tus declaraciones de impuestos al fin de año, la cantidad que has donado a una iglesia, a una organización comunitaria, educación, algo, cualquier donación que haces, la puedes descontar de tus impuestos. Pero que si no eres ciudadano americano o persona que hace declaración de impuestos aquí en los Estados Unidos, si hay donaciones, fondos de otros países, que si cuál es el proceso, si hay alguna organización que puede conducir esos fondos al uso de las comunidades sin tener que pasar por ejemplo, ese proceso de tax deductible.
Claro, lo que nosotros hemos hecho es, bueno, recién menos de un año que estamos promoviendo esto. Y de esto tenemos un apoyo pequeño del gobierno de Dinamarca. Está apoyando para organizar, para asentar la base, ¿no? Para discutir, hacer reuniones y todo eso. Y lo que ellos nos dan es directamente a una organización local que tenemos allá en Ecuador. Entonces simplemente transfieren los recursos allá y no ha pasado por diferentes, lo que tú dices. Sí. Entonces nosotros tenemos organización, digamos, estructurada, tenemos fundación a través del cual podemos recibir fondos.
This question was about funding and monies and how you channel funds around the world. He mentioned the tax deductible donation procedure, where American citizens are able to deduct donations from their taxes. So that would be one way to funnel resources and make resources available to various organizations, particularly if that were the case for him. So she was asking is there any way that it allows globally international organizations to make those donations where the tax deductible procedure doesn't exist? And so, in fact, Denmark has been the first country in the world that learned about this, and they decided to start funding in a small way. What Denmark is funding right now is the activity of gathering groups for, I guess they call focus groups here, right? Where you discuss things and try to simmer down various perspectives, etc. So there are like communal conversations that are going on. People from various regions are collected and gathered to come to the Schwartz Center and discuss the issues and how each person, each community is going to be involved. So that kind of activity requires money, it requires feeding the people, etc., traveling, and so on. So Denmark is being funding that in a small way. And problems have arisen with the money that the central government obviously is not, not only Ecuador, but Brazil, Peru, Colombia, all the central governments, they really are not interested in seeing this kind of activity happen, because the way they are developing right now is the corporate model. You have industries, corporations, they want to exploit the resources. So in opposition to this, in contrast to this, the indigenous people are saying, wait a minute, we are here, we have rights, we even, not only that, but we even have a way to do this in a better way than the one you want to do. Please consider our way as well. And so the governments are saying, well, you're just Indians. What the hell do you know? And so we just want your gold and your oil, etc. And so even those funds that may be coming from foreign entities or donations from around the world, they're trying to regulate that. And there's a current situation where the larger organization, their funds may have been frozen, etc. You know, so the politics of money and the established system, what do you call it? Civilization? I don't know what you call it. You know, it's the conquer. I call it the conquer the universe, master of the universe syndrome. You know, it's like a comic book talking about legend is like, you know, master of the universe.
The empire.
Empire. The empire. There you go. It's the empire. The emperor. So those fund questions and money questions. Yes, we do need funds. We need your money. Be sure you check your pockets when we go out. We'll pick you up and see what we can get. Yes, money is needed, and we are. That's one of the questions: is how do we develop these functions, these processes, to make sure that we can bypass. We don't want to fight with any government. We're not interested in opposing anybody. We want to demonstrate with this model that there is a way of doing these things, taking care of ourselves, taking care of each other, without having to engage in that confrontational way of the empire. You know, war is a business, so we don't want to participate in that.
All right, let's end it there. I just want to say that two things. We have there is an information sign-up sheet if you want to be continue to be involved in any way, and also it's over here. Also, this is in very early stages, but I am going to try to organize a group here at UCSB to be involved at UCSB and connected to the center as well. And I've put a separate sign-up sheet at the head of the table here for that. So sign both if you're interested in being part, and let's give our guests another hand.
Well,